Good morning, modern steaders.
Goat lovers.
Hey, goat lovers.
Hello, goat lovers. This is Crystal with Blue Cactus Dairy Goats. What started with 4 chickens and 2 goats quickly grew into a lifestyle. So we moved, got more land, and of course, more goats. Follow our adventures as we grow our herd, our food, and our family. So Derek, Emily and Daren got to go to the White Mountains. So they're spending a few days up in the White Mountains in the cooler temps. And I told them I had to stay. So I told them they had to at least get some really good footage for us so that we can see what a good time they had. I know. So they ditched us. But that's okay because they have been working their butt off for my goat shenanigans. And they deserve a break. So I hope they're having fun while I get to stay here and do the chores. So anyway, let's hope they got some good footage for us.
Don't talk, okay? Is it getting me?
Yeah. Hurry.
My whole head? Will
Yes.
you look?
And your whole entire body.
My whole body? Or my
Minus
feet?
your legs.
Okay, shush, okay? Does my mouth look horrible?
You're fine, dude.
Oh, shoot. I just ate bug spray.
Hurry up!
I better cut this out. Okay, don't move, okay?
I'm gonna move.
Don't. So, we're in the White Mountains.
Say it.
Shut up. I don't know what to say.
Just say what to say. You just
I just
know
made it.
instantly. Here, look,
Shut
like
up.
this.
Shush. Hold on.
So we're in the Lake
Lake Mountains.
So we're in the Lake.
Shut up, Emily.
And that's a blah 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 blah. Just
Shut
fucking
up.
say it.
I'm trying to. I'm gonna forget. You won't shut up. Can't be doing that. So, I was like, stop moving. Stop.
Hurry up.
Stop moving. So we're in the White Mountains, and we're not as far as we wanted to get because we left at like 2:30 and it's like 6:30. But in the morning we are going to drive farther and to a better spot. But just a second ago there's 3 Coos white-tailed deers. So this is night 1.
So Batman gets to leave to his new home today. He's got a long trip ahead of him, heading to Alabama. So we're gonna miss him. He's a good boy. Aren't you? He's a good boy.
It's a perfect day for him. Like, oh no, they're strange. I don't know about that. Oh, hello, sweetie. Hello. Hi. Hello, darling. Oh, you're so good. Look at you. You are adorable.
So cute.
Oh, we love you already.
Yeah.
All right, Batman.
Trailer everywhere.
You be good for these girls. See you later. One of the worst things to have to do is get attacked by boys. No, I'm kidding. Is just bud. It is something that is so hard to do with bucks. I thought I could come in here and talk to you guys, but they're really attacking me. Anyway, it's something that's so hard to do with bucks, to actually get it right. And we have gotten a lot better at it over the years, but I've gotten a larger disbutter, and I actually use two. So I use the smaller one and the large one, and then with bucks you're going to not just over the tip of the horn, but you also want to do right in front of it, so like the figure 8, so that you're getting, because they just have a lot larger base. Unfortunately, these boys have little tiny scurs popping, because I've been checking them a lot and I thought I got them good this time. But they have just a little bit coming. Sorry about the shaky video, guys. They don't make things easy. So what I'm going to do is redisbud them. It'll just be a quick one because it's just right on the base and right in front of their horn base. Just tiny little pieces coming up again. So I don't want them to have scurs. You know, when you sell a goat, it kind of stinks when they get some gnarly scurs on them. It's not something I'm too worried about ever, you know, but sometimes they can get pretty gnarly. And Champ, for instance, one of our bucks, I waited too long to disbud him because my disbudder was broken. I had to order another one, and I didn't realize it until I went to go disbud him at a young age, because I disbud very young. Within the first week, I disbud. As soon as you feel that little tip, and a lot of the boys will even be born with ½ inch to an inch with the Niges. Their horns, they just grow really quick, the boys do. So the earlier you get them, the better off you're going to be for not getting scurs. So that is something I always do. But like with Champ, it was just, well, I just didn't get him good enough, and now he's got some pretty gnarly scurs. So that's what I'm going to do. Unfortunately, it's never a fun thing to do. You're just a stinker. You're just a stinker. Alright, if you guys can see, here's where he was disbudded. There's no horn growth here. But right here, he's got just a little bit growing. I don't think that'll ever turn into anything big, but you never know. And then right there. But he's good everywhere else, just those little spots. So we're going to get him to make sure nothing grows gnarly on him. He's being such a good boy. He survived. But he's not happy with me. I'm sorry. All done.
Okay, so it's night 2 in the White Mountains, and we've been doing a lot of driving, and we've seen a lot of big elk. Drove through a lot of lakes, creeks, rivers. Basically, a lot of snow too, and it's June 6th, and there's still snow up here. It's actually D-Day, but yeah, it's night 2. We're about to build a fire, and we're having fun. Wait, I gotta get back to my fort. Emily's probably ruining it. I knew it.
What?
You know what? So this is our fort. Got pretty far on it today. Probably just gonna stop here and finish on it tomorrow, cause it's getting dark. So
Guess who got their license?
Are you gonna dip and dab?
It's whip and dab.
Whip and dab? Let's do a little whip and dab.
No, that was like 8 years ago, Mom.
So then what is the thing you do all the time? Do it.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Like you're excited to get your license.
I got my license.
So this is happening, guys. This here is Lodi. And she, of course, we weaned all of our babies. You guys know that. She hasn't had a bottle for about 3 or 4 weeks. But last week, she had the runs. And, you know, baby goats can get the runs for not looking at them and saying hi for 5 minutes after passing their pen for 15 times that same morning. It's stressful on them. But anyway, they can get the runs all the time. And when they get the runs, especially with the heat and everything, it can really dehydrate them quickly. So anyway, I didn't think too much of it. Gave her some kaopectate, and then she didn't have the runs the next day, so good to go. A couple days, you know, staying on her feed, everything she was eating. Gave her some dry grasses to help, you know, with whatever. And a couple days after, I was looking at her and just thought, gosh, she really looks down and sluggish. Noticed she had diarrhea again that evening, but she was off, you know, off from the other goats, just kind of head down, and looked like she had lost some weight. So we had really nice weather, and then all of a sudden we were in the hundreds, or close to rather. Got real hot all of a sudden, and it was super windy, so all the dust and everything, and that very well could have caused it, because they don't, you know, she doesn't have worms. They're all up to date on their worms and their coccidia. Eyelid colors are looking good. So it was just about a stress there for her. And again, you know, dehydration and having the runs, it just really, even losing, you know, just a pound on a little tiny goat, and she's always been little, can really be a lot for them. So I am putting a bottle back in her mouth, just to help with that, because she didn't look that great. And also, that evening, I gave her a shot of vitamin B, injectable, and Jumpstart. The next morning, she looked so much more lively, like nothing had happened, other than she had lost some weight. But, yeah, so she got a little sick. It's always scary when that happens. I don't like it. But it does happen from time to time, where you'll just get a goat that's a little off. And again, it was, you know, happens fast with the little ones too, so there's not a lot of body weight there. So if they get diarrhea for a day and really hot temperature, it can really impact them. So giving her a bottle, making sure she has her, you know, staying hydrated, giving her Jumpstart. If you guys do not have Jumpstart on hand, this is my go-to for everything. If a goat looks even off slightly, I give them Jumpstart. It helps with their rumen, and you know, it gives them a bunch of minerals, so it gives them a bunch of energy. It's not just for babies. I give it to my adult does too. So I will have this linked below so you guys can buy some. You need to have it on hand. It is amazing. It gives them so much more energy and helps them jump back. So anyway, that's the story on Lodi. She doesn't have the runs anymore, so she's good there, and she's gonna be fine, but poor baby.
So it's day 3, well, more like morning, but we came down here to come start fishing, I'm waiting on my dad to start getting those poles ready. But I'm gonna catch all of the fish, betcha.
Alright guys, update on cheddar number 4. It's perfect. It turned out beautiful. It's still drying, you know, so I'm just flipping it every day with the salted and everything. It's amazing. So I really like the method that I did, you know, using my hands and all. As I told you guys, I learned so much about the texture of it using my hands, and it just worked out a lot better. So this time I just did the rennet for 30 minutes instead of the hour and a half that I had previously, which again is what I think ruined my curds. So this cheddar is looking beautiful. Come and look. So the cheese that I waxed, as well as the cheese that I sealed tight in the airtight bag, those both I have in my fridge in the crisper. So they're supposed to be right around 55 degrees Fahrenheit with like 88% humidity. So the fridge crisper is what I came to see. Like, if you don't have a cheese cave, which I don't, if you don't have, you know, one of my friends as well, Katie from Black Market Marvel, she makes cheeses, and she has a little wine fridge that she cures her cheeses in. And I don't have that yet either. So I'm just curious, what do you guys do if you don't have these things, and have you ever put it in the crisper? I'd be very interested to know, those of you who make cheese. And thank you, all of you, for all of your input. Keep it coming, because I'm learning here. So today I am not gonna do another cheddar, even though I could make cheddar for the rest of my life. I love cheddar. I'm gonna try a Colby today. So it's different, but I gotta start messing up on the Colbys, right, to learn those. So that's what I'm gonna do today.